Happy 4th of July, everybody. I hope you guys enjoy your day. Hopefully, you're off and get to enjoy the nice weather, enjoy time with friends and family, and just celebrate this great country that we live in here in America, if that's where you're from. Anyway, after an off day yesterday and winners of 4 of their last 6 games, the Phillies begin a 3-game series against the Cincinnati Reds today in South Philadelphia at Citizens Bank Park. Game time is at 1:05, so make sure to be ready to tune in early to watch this day game to kick off this series opener. Tomorrow is a 4 o'clock game, and then Sunday is another 1 o'clock game before the Phillies head out west to take on the San Francisco Giants and the San Diego Padres, but this time in San Diego at their home stadium. And then all of a sudden, it's already the AllStar Break, and then we're into the second half of the season. So this season is progressing. We're getting close to this playoff push, the exciting time of the Major League Baseball season. The trade deadline's coming up, so just a lot going on around Major League Baseball. Again, happy 4th of July. Enjoy your day. Welcome into Phillies Daily, everybody. I'm your host, Mike Hennelly. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. Zach Wheeler, the Philadelphia Phillies ace, just a dominant starting pitcher, one of the best in franchise history. He was named National League Pitcher of the Month for the month of June. He was just dominant, shut down offenses every single start he was out there. In the month of June, he was 2-1 with a 0.58 ERA. He had 42 strikeouts in 5 starts in the month of June and 42 strikeouts in 31 innings. So he was striking out guys at a great mark, just like he always does. He is now 8-3 with a 2.27 ERA and 136 strikeouts so far in 2025. He started 17 games and threw 107 innings so far in 2025 as we get into July. So hopefully Zach Wheeler continues his dominance. I have all the faith in the world in him to do that because he does every single time he takes the mound as we keep moving on here in the season and as the Phillies make this playoff push and trying to win a World Series championship for the first time since 2008. Zach Wheeler not only won the Pitcher of the Month award, but he is right up there again in the National League Cy Young race. Last year, he finished close second to Braves starter Chris Sale in the 2024 National League Cy Young race. This year, it's really between Wheeler and Pittsburgh Pirates phenom starting pitcher Paul Skeens for the award so far as we head into this second half of the season. So, Zach Wheeler, yet again, having an incredible season for the Philadelphia Phillies. Also, shout out to the Phillies' entire starting rotation in the month of June and really all season long. It has been a strength for this team. It's the reason they are having such a great season. You know, first place caliber team, one of the best teams in Major League Baseball. Christopher Sanchez in June was incredible as well. He was 2-1 just like Zach Wheeler in the month with a 1.85 ERA through his 5 starts. He also has 1 game so far in July. One game in July. He pitched in that Wednesday's doubleheader in one of those games against the Padres. He went 7 innings. He allowed just 1 earned run in those 7 innings. Picked up the win against the Padres in one of those games of the doubleheader. So, Christopher Sanchez, shout out to you as well. You had just an incredible month, just like Zach Wheeler. And shout out to Ranger Suarez, who has been dominant for the Phillies since he's returned from the IL earlier this year, where he obviously started the season on. He was 3-2 in the month of June with a 1.30 ERA in 6 starts. He went 7 or more innings in 5 of those 6 starts. And in that last start where he didn't reach 7 innings or more, he pitched 6 innings and he allowed just 1 earned run in that start back on June 1st. So Ranger Suarez, incredible as well. Incredible season. He's got 10 quality starts in his first 11 starts of the season. A 2.00 ERA this year. Just great stuff out of the Phillies starting rotation. They need to carry this momentum into the second half. And if they keep pitching like this, they're going to be a hard team to beat come playoff time. Now, speaking of getting into the second half of the season and the All-Star break rapidly approaching here, really in the next week or 2 or so is when that starts, The Phillies do not have any All-Stars right now. Obviously, the pitching hasn't been announced yet. I believe the rosters are announced this Sunday, so stay tuned for that. The Phillies will definitely have starting pitching in the All-Star game again. Zach Wheeler definitely will be. Maybe both of Ranger Suarez and Christopher Sanchez as well joining Zach Wheeler. We will see. But through the first part of the voting and the first part of the players that have been announced to the All-Star team, the Phillies had no position players this year after last year having 3 All-Star game starters in Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, and Alec Bohm. Now, you can make the case that the Phillies should have had at least 1, maybe even 2 All-Star representatives through the position players. And yet again, just like last year, that should be Trey Turner and Alec Bohm. In my opinion, I believe they could have been snubs this year, or they probably were snubs. Now, I'm going to throw some numbers at you among their positions in the National League and where they rank. This was as of about 11 o'clock last night, so I don't know if they moved up or down in some categories just based on games finishing up last night, but if they didn't change much. So Trey Turner, did he deserve to be an All-Star this year? He was second in the National League among qualified shortstops in runs, first in hits, second in doubles, tied for second in triples, fifth in home runs, seventh in RBIs, second in stolen bases, first in batting average, fourth in on-base percentage, fourth in slugging percentage, third in OPS. And again, that is among qualified National League shortstops. So he was right up there pretty much at the top or real close to the top in every major offensive category, yet he was not named an All-Star. Now, his hits, as I said, he was first in hits and first in batting average. In the entire major leagues, he has the third most hits there among every single player in the major leagues and the fourth highest batting average. So not just shortstops in the National League, but the entire Major League Baseball. Trey Turner's having an incredible season for the Phillies, and he should have been an All-Star again in 2025. Alec Bohm as well started off real slow, but has been one of the Phillies' best and hottest hitters pretty much all season long since he broke out of that little early season slump. Among qualified National League third basemen, Alec Bohm is second in hits. He's tied for fifth in doubles, tied for first in triples. He's sixth in RBI, second in batting average, third in on-base percentage, fifth in slugging percentage, and fifth in OPS, again, among qualified National League third basemen. So he's right up there with the best of them as well, but he was not an All-Star either. Both of those players could still be named All-Star Game reserves, so they may have a shot at an All-Star Game nod this year as well, but in my opinion, were snubs in the early part of the voting and the initial voting for the All-Star Game in 2025. As I said, no All-Stars for the Phillies right now. They definitely will with their starting rotation, at least Zach Wheeler, probably Ranger Suarez and Christopher Sanchez as well. We will see. As I said, stay tuned. I believe that is Sunday. They are announced. Now, sticking kind of with the pitching theme that I have been going here in this video today, Andrew Painter, the Phillies' #1 prospect, one of the top prospects in all of Major League Baseball. He took the mound in AAA for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs last night on Thursday, on July 3rd. Again, he's the Phillies' top prospect. He's obviously rehabbing from Tommy John surgery, if you've been following along with the minor league system and Andrew Painter. He was originally expected to make his Major League debut sometime in July, although the Phillies have come out publicly saying they are not trying to rush him back as he rehabs from this injury. They really don't have a need in the starting rotation right now, so there's really no reason to rush him up there until he's ready. Last night with the Iron Pigs wasn't his best performance, but wasn't his worst. He went 5 innings. He allowed 7 hits, 1 walk, 4 earned runs, and he struck out 7 batters in those 5 innings Thursday for the Iron Pigs. Before he allowed those 7 hits and 4 earned runs, he had been pitching well as of late for the Iron Pigs in AAA. He had a 0.86 ERA in his previous 3 starts with 16 strikeouts and 14 and a third innings. So Andrew Painter, although he hasn't been incredibly dominant as he's still making his way back from Tommy John surgery, he has shown a lot of good things, a lot of good flashes here in AAA with the Iron Pigs as he's trying to make his way up to the starting rotation at the Major League level with the Phillies. So Phillies fans are waiting. They can't wait. They're anticipating Andrew Painter's long-awaited MLB debut, but it could be a little bit longer. As I said, really not a need in the starting rotation, so really no need to rush him up, especially as he's still trying to figure things out with his mechanics, his length of pitching in the game, and all that kind of stuff coming back from that major surgery. Shifting gears to the trade deadline, as you know, I have been doing a lot of trade rumors, discussions here, or trade fits that I see best for the Phillies as we near this July 31st trade deadline. And today we are talking about Chicago White Sox reliever Steven Wilson. Steven Wilson is a right-handed pitcher, a reliever, as I said. He's a 30-year-old veteran. He spent his first 2 years in the major leagues with the San Diego Padres, and now the previous 2 seasons with the Chicago White Sox. He was pretty solid with the Padres in his first 2 years. He had a 3.06 ERA in 50 appearances in 2022, and then he had a 3.91 ERA with 22 holds in 52 appearances in 2023. Last year, his first year with the White Sox, had his worst season at the major league level, but he was pitching on a historically bad Chicago White Sox team last year out of the bullpen. He went 1-6 with a 5.71 ERA in 40 appearances last year in 2024. As I said, playing on a very bad White Sox team, but he's having a career year in 2025 so far. He has a 1.65 ERA, well below 2, so that is incredible out of Steven Wilson, still pitching on a very bad White Sox team, may I add there, but a 1.65 ERA. He's got 9 holds, 1 save in 27 and a third innings so far in 2025. Opposing hitters are batting just 198 against Steven Wilson this year in 2025. He hasn't allowed a run since June 10th. He's mostly been used in the 8th and 9th innings for the White Sox. He's got a 2.00 ERA in the 8th inning this year and a 2.35 ERA in the 9th inning, so he's getting the job done late in the games for the White Sox. He's a high-leverage, late-inning reliever, just what the Phillies need, just what the Phillies are looking for at the trade deadline to upgrade their weak bullpen. He still has 2 more years of club control, so that is enticing for teams looking for reliever help as they're trying to make trades. They have those 2 years of club control. He won't be a free agent until 2028, so something that the Phillies could benefit on if he continues to pitch well like he is this year. The White Sox, as I said, are having another horrible season, to say the least. They're in the American League. They are 28-59 so far in 2025. That's the second worst record in Major League Baseball. Only the Colorado Rockies have a worse record than the Chicago White Sox. They will be sellers. Teams will be looking at guys like Steven Wilson at the trade deadline, and the Phillies should be right up there at the top of the list in his market, trying to make a trade for Steven Wilson. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Phillies Daily. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, happy 4th of July. Stay safe out there. Have a great day with your friends and family or whatever you may be doing. Thanks for tuning in to Phillies Daily. I'm your host, Mike Kennelly. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Phillies content. As always, go Phils.